The already overwhelmed Saraya Field Hospital in Gaza City was pushed to breaking point today as it dealt with more people wounded while waiting for aid trucks. The health ministry saying that dozens were killed trying to access supplies across the Gaza Strip, with witnesses reporting that in some locations the Israeli military shot at the crowd. It came as airstrikes were seen throughout the day in Deir al-Balah as the IDF published new evacuation warnings for areas of central Gaza where they've rarely operated with ground troops. The order cuts access between the city and the southern cities of Rafah and Khan Yunis and includes areas where aid organisations operate, with the army releasing this video purporting to show an expansion of ground activities in the north. Gaza's population is on the brink of famine, and so far more than 58,000 people have been killed, with the UN condemning it as a genocide. Israel and Hamas continue to hold ceasefire talks, but there have been no breakthroughs. The Pope in his Sunday prayers reiterated his call for peace.
I once again call for an immediate end to the barbarity of this war and for a peaceful resolution to the conflict. I appeal to the international community to observe humanitarian law and respect the obligation to protect civilians, as well as the prohibition of collective punishment, the indiscriminate use of force and the forced displacement of populations.
Meanwhile, across the border in Syria, armed Bedouin clans announced today that they've withdrawn from the southern city of Suwaida in line with the US brokered ceasefire agreement. The fighting between the militias of the clans, who are Sunni Muslims, and the Druze religious minority left around 1,000 dead and threatened to unravel the country's fragile post-war transition. It reportedly broke out after Bedouins assaulted and robbed a Druze man, sparking tit-for-tat kidnappings and then armed clashes forcing the government to intervene. The sectarian violence prompted Israel to launch airstrikes targeting government forces who had effectively sided with the Bedouins, as they support the Druze, who form a substantial community in Israel and often serve in the army. The ceasefire has allowed the Red Crescent to provide humanitarian assistance to citizens who were stranded, with around 87,000 displaced by the fighting. Syria's interim president has urged the Bedouins to fully commit to the ceasefire and blamed Israeli intervention for pushing Syria into a dangerous phase. Nicole Gernon, Virgin Media News.